can be heard all the way to San Francisco.
You're listening to Pod at the Palace with Curtis Wilkerson on Inside Arkansas.
Oh, buddy. What's up, everybody? Welcome in to the Pod at the Palace post-game show following, oh man, it feels good to say this, Arkansas's 89-79 win over Kentucky at Rupp Arena in John Calipari's return. Wow. This kind of thing doesn't happen to Arkansas frequently, Mr. Ellis. That felt good, buddy. How you doing? You buzzing?
I'm buzzing, man. I'm definitely buzzing. I'm still in the process of kind of trying to make sense of what I just saw and waiting to kind of be pinched. And I really can't believe it, Curtis. The only thing that really sucks about this, if I'm being honest, is we met so many good, solid, and I'm not even being facetious now, like legitimately awesome Kentucky fans. We had a great time in Lexington. And so, like, I thought if you had told me 4 days ago that Arkansas would win and it would be this cool thing, I would have probably thought I'd be on top of the world ready to troll my arse off. But I'm really not in that mode, Curtis. I'm very excited about the Arkansas side of it, of course. This is a much-needed victory for Arkansas overall. This was their best performance of the season. I mean, we'll get into it for sure, but this was unreal, man. I'm like kind of blown away by how good it was. And the only thing, again, it's just I feel like I was ready to rub it in Kentucky fans' faces, but they got a lot of awesome fans, man. It was an awesome atmosphere there in Rupp Arena. I was blown away by just the venue itself. It felt like we were in freaking MSG. I am on top of the world right now, man. This was really awesome, and I'm proud of the way the team played tonight, honestly, man. That looked like the team we thought we were getting, minus Boogie Fland. So many guys stepped up, and it was really Arkansas's best performance of the season, and I'm stunned that it happened in this spot.
Unbelievable, man. Yeah, it was nut-dropping time, as our man Kamani Johnson said. And they did that. It's so funny, because people always talk about John Calipari and his one-liners, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what was he saying in the video they posted from shoot around last night? It was like, you got to be fearless. You got to go in there and play fearless. That's exactly what Arkansas did. And we were talking about it, and we had a video, a Pod at the Palace a couple of days ago that was titled Calipari winning at Rupp is not that crazy.
Yeah.
And you should see the comments that we got from that are people saying, no, it is crazy. But the point of it was Kentucky, beatable team. They're good. Okay, don't get me wrong. Very good offensively. They shot the heck out of it even tonight. But they don't guard. They can't guard anybody. But what we said was Arkansas would have to do something that they haven't done all season. Like the pathway is there. You just got to do something you haven't done. You got to be a team you haven't been. John Calipari says these things about, maybe, if I'm just going to have to drag these guys across the finish line. And he kind of did.
A little bit, yeah.
Like he was the one that was the most poised of everybody out there in that moment. Just surreal, man. Watching him, just starting from the very beginning, watching the guys run out there for warm-ups, and they're booing, whatever. Students are going to do that. I don't care. The guys didn't care. Booed during the starting lineups. I honestly thought that, like, I haven't heard like what everybody's thoughts were on Cal's pregame introduction. Me personally, I have heard John Calipari booed louder as an opposing coach at Bud Walton Arena than I did at Rupp tonight. I didn't think it was an overwhelming deal, but just all those emotions and everything that was going on. DJ Wagner getting booed every time he touched the ball in this game. They say they don't hate DJ Wagner.
Boy,
they hate DJ Wagner.
Him, dude. We heard some
nasty things.
Maybe we were sitting by a bad section, but dude, every time he touched the ball and anytime something happened, we heard like just mean things. And look, seriously. I get it. It's a hostile environment and all that, but I agree with that assessment, Curtis. And look, we'll talk about the atmosphere for sure. And I agree with your assessment on that. It wasn't as loud considering there's 21 or 22,000. There's been some controversy on what the attendance at Rupp is. It's not a like crazy redneck lunatic crowd. And maybe I guess we're just, Bud Walton is that's one thing when it's really popping, it's really loud. And that's why you see Ty Washington or whoever it was that was covering his ears. Cause at Rupp, it's a great crowd. It's a loud crowd and it's like big, but it's not like deafening where you can't hear yourself think. And I was definitely surprised by the boo. Not surprised that it happened, but I thought it was going to be like a full on 4-minute, 20,000 people in unison screaming, yelling, cursing. It was like boo, but like, honestly, like you said, I think they booed louder for DJ Wagner.
Seriously, yeah. And when they were getting after those guys 90 minutes before the game, like it wasn't even official warm-ups. They're just like getting some shots up early. I was like, oh boy, it's going to get crazy in here. But a large part of it was Arkansas kind of shut them up with their play. I'm sure some people were probably ticked off that I tweeted out the short video of Rupp Arena emptying out before the game. So where's everybody going? In fairness to Kentucky fans, and we do appreciate, because you guys have been gracious. We really do appreciate you. It's part of the banner. It's part of the fun. But a couple years ago, Kentucky came into Bud Walton Arena on Senior Day, beat the Hogs in there, and cleared out Bud Walton Arena. I did the same thing then. The same thing then. You flip the script. Right. It is what it is, kind of deal. I'm going to throw some things at you, Andrew, and you tell me if you, in any way, shape, or form, did you expect this to happen?
Okay.
Arkansas allows Kentucky to shoot 43.5% from three and make double-digit threes, and they won the game.
No. Okay. And I think that's kind of what stunned me, is that this isn't the way I thought this would go. I didn't think Arkansas could win this type of game.
Arkansas shoots 13 of 25 from three. They hit 9 threes in the first half. They make 13 threes over the course of the game. If I told you that, what would you have said to me?
Hell no.
I mean,
I would have said, stop it, Curtis. Just relax. I would say, quit drinking that Kool-Aid.
Shout out to, and again, we talk so much about the emotion and everything like that. Whatever. We don't have to rehash it. But how good must it feel to be a Dude Thero, as I look at the box score, who finished with 21 points, 8 rebounds in this game for Arkansas, led the way. What must it feel like to be DJ Wagner, who was scoreless in the first half, although I think he had 6 assists at halftime, finished this game with 17 points. All 17 come in the second half for DJ Wagner and has 8 assists in this game. Mr. Not a point guard.
Turns out Arkansas had 2 point guards all along.
Exactly. Zvonimir Ivisic, who, listen, was he getting just worked over in the post by Amari Williams? Yes. And Amari Williams is Arkansas needs that kind of guy. I mean, when we talk about roster building for next year, they need a guy like that. But listen, 14 points, he knocked down 4 threes, and buddy, he made some big ones in this game. Those 3 guys, we talked about the recipe. Part of it was going to be them being ready to play and handling the emotions. For the most part, it was good. The first half, I was worried about DJ. He snapped out of it. He was awesome after the break.
Yeah, it definitely took him a little bit to settle in. And I honestly, he dribbled the ball off his foot, and I think in the first 2 minutes. And of course, like we said, he had the loudest boo. He's probably the most polarizing of the 3 Kentucky players that are now at Arkansas. But I definitely thought he settled in. You said 6 assists in the first half and 0 points. I thought after that first little stanza there, he started making some good decisions. And you mentioned Adu Thero. I think that was what was most impressive. Is we expected, we kind of felt, hey, going to Rupp, Adu Thero, nobody plays harder than that guy. He's going to be balls to the wall energy. And he definitely was that. But I didn't feel like it was like Adu forcing it. I thought he was very composed with how he handled it. And again, I think that's kind of what the story of this game is for me. One, Arkansas making a ton of shots and just winning a shootout, which again, I just didn't think that was possible. All the recipes we kind of talked about, even yesterday on the show, we said it wasn't crazy, but we were kind of like, probably needs to be a little ugly for Arkansas to win this game. Wasn't ugly at all. That was beautiful. That was beautiful basketball on both sides. We kind of thought Kentucky was going to have to help them out. Kentucky played good basketball. They really did. But no, I thought Arkansas was the team that rose to the occasion more and handled the emotions, handled the pressure of this game a lot better. And Kentucky fans have been kind of telling us all week, Cal likes to do this where you just he has his team bizarrely ready to play in this one game that you don't expect. He kind of does better when he's cornered a little bit. And so we saw a little bit of that. And, early in the game or before the game started, Curtis, me and you were talking and I was saying, what kind of speech do you think Mark Pope has given his team? Do you think he's given his team the screw those guys, screw Coach Cal? We don't like them, but we didn't think that was what he was doing. That's not who Mark Pope is. That's not really his style. And I think you could tell, and I'm not saying Cal was in there saying screw Mark Pope or anything like that. Yeah. But I felt like you could tell Arkansas took this game more personally. You could even argue it was their Super Bowl, Curtis. But again, I think in a matchup like this, even though game day wasn't here, the eyes of the country upon you, 22,000 in attendance, 9 p.m., you got a crazy crowd. I felt like Arkansas handled that better. And they took some punches from Kentucky early. And I think what was it, 5 made threes by both teams in the first 2 minutes. And again, the whole time I'm like, they got to slow it down. They can't win this kind of game. They can't win this kind of game. But shout out to Arkansas, man. 46 points in the first half, 43 in the second. Easily their most well-rounded offensive performance of the year by far. And just, again, one I didn't think they were capable of. 74 was the most they had scored in SEC play, and that was even kind of an anomaly. What a time for Arkansas to randomly become a well-rounded offensive machine. And I think, again, Big Z, I'm not saying he was the story of the game. He was even the best player in the game. But we see he just raises Arkansas's offensive ceiling. And all this time, whenever he's struggling on defense, and we're like, man, why are they playing Big Z? What's going on? You need that shot making. And I mean, we saw what happens whenever they went to other bigs. I'm not going to say any names, but and Trevor Brazil, by the way, hit a huge three. But I felt like Big Z spacing that floor. John L. Davis, I can't believe it took us this long to mention it. Or we felt like, hey, if Arkansas was going to win this game, it maybe needed DJ to step up, Thero to step up, maybe Z, maybe Nelly. Turns out all of them stepped up. Arkansas really got the most out of each of their pieces, and it's just something we haven't seen all year long.
Yeah, and you know, I've been the Nelly Davis supporter all year, and I've been that guy that's carried the torch, saying this could be the game. It's coming at some point. At some point, this people is the guy that we were expecting. I get it. It took you to game 21 or whatever to get it. But he's that kind of player. He really is. And listen, he's got his flaws. Like John L. Davis is 0 for whatever against the fast break. I understand that. But man, he was good in this game. So good. 18 points, 7 of 14. So that's the thing. Like, he scored 18 the other day, and people were like, oh, he's 3-15 from the field. He's a bum, whatever. Okay, well, now he's 50% from the field. He knocked down 3 more threes, impacting the game in so many ways. 5 rebounds. Great. You need your 2 guard to get in there and get some boards for you. And 6 assists. I mean, he was terrific in this game for Arkansas. It's really good to see. That is a huge development. There's going to come a point in time, Andrew, where I think about this game and I start getting really pissed off. Because I'm going to do where has this team been? Where have they been? Because this is what they're capable of doing. Why are they in this position? Why are they 13-8 and still 2-6? And they've got a hole to continue to climb out of to get back into the bubble conversation. At some point, I'm going to be pissed about that.
Tonight, though.
Not tonight, though. Not tonight. Tonight, what were you saying when we walked in here for 3 hours?
For our 3, I don't know, maybe 4 hours. Got a lot of guys with some big hearts, and we were the best team in the country tonight.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And folks, appreciate everybody for being tapped in with us here. We're going to yap for a couple more minutes, and then we are going to get into the chat because this is a reaction show, and we want to get everybody's reaction. I hope that Razorback fans are feeling as good as we are about this. I hope that you're able to exhale a little bit and puff your chest out a little bit. Is Kentucky winning the war right now? Maybe, but they damn sure lost the battle tonight, and it was a big one in their backyard. So you need to be happy about that. You need to be pumped. You guys have needed to win. Listen, this has been tough, man. I've really been running out of things to talk about with this basketball team because we've just been devoid of this moment, and this was a big one. So cool. What a story, man. All the stuff that was built into this, and the interviews and the quotes and memory lane and all that. Who's the chick on the girl on game day? Andrea
Carter, yeah,
who did the thing about you can't show up to the club with a downgrade or whatever.
I mean, hey,
listen, sometimes you just need a slump buster, and it turns out that Cal found that in Rupp Arena tonight. So good on him.
Absolutely. I mean, you touched on a lot there that we're not going to do this. And we do this a lot on the post game where we try and compose ourselves as, hey, let's take this for what it is. Let's not try and talk about, is this team making the tournament? And, well, I know they beat this team, but can they beat that team? And, well, what's coming next? And we're going to have time to do all that because we're the best damn outlet in the country and we just cover this team as well as anyone. We're going to do that, as you specifically are going to do that a lot. And look, Kentucky fans that want to do the whole, yeah, but you still suck. Yeah, but Cal still is washed up. Like, all those things may be true, but I really do feel like Razorback fans definitely needed this game. You and I personally, we needed this game a little bit. And again, you said it's a great story, and it's just fun, man. And we talked about it a little bit on the show the other day, these nights and these moments are what connect a fan base to a team and what they connect a fan base to a coach who, again, this Razorback fan base has had admittedly a tough time kind of putting their arms around John Calipari and really embracing him. And there's been all that question of, does he really embrace being a hog? And again, there's still time for us to devolve into all those conversations and yell at each other. But really, I just felt like the fan base desperately needed this kind of night, this kind of moment. And again, this with the Arkansas-Kentucky rivalry, which again, it's definitely a rivalry at this point, despite how nice all the fans in Lexington have been. I just think it's awesome, man. Like, this is just good for college basketball when you have games like this. And it still would have been that had Arkansas not come out on top. This was still like an awesome atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Still one that, contrary to what Seth Greenberg has to say, everyone in the country was paying attention to. But again, I think Razorback fans just needed something like this because you need something to believe in. And look, we'll still look down the at the rest of the schedule, and we'll figure out what this team can do. But you needed something like this just to have a starting point, just to have okay, we got this. Now we can move on, and now you can kind of talk yourself into some other things. But I think this game tonight clearly will do a lot in terms of endearing John Calipari and a lot of these players in this team to this fan base for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. No doubt about it. And a lot of people said, "Hey, listen, if Arkansas only wins one more game the rest of the year, as long as it's Kentucky, when everybody's going to be happy." So, for everybody that said that, we're going to hold you to it for sure. How about the mental toughness for Arkansas in this game? I mean, that, again, we talk about the atmosphere, the emotions, but just in general, anybody who comes into Rupp Arena and plays that Kentucky team, that really challenges you beyond the physical aspect of a basketball game, because the two things that really stand out to me about that team: they are so good about hitting you with flurries. We were talking about Eric Musselman and the spurt ability. They do that to everybody, man. They just, boom, hit you with a 12-0 run, boom, 14-2 run. Arkansas was really able. They didn't really have to weather that many storms. Just anytime you felt like momentum was shifting back to Kentucky, boom, big basket, big stop. They would swing it right back in their favor. Punching back is something that we've been waiting to see from this basketball team. And the other thing that Kentucky's really good at, and we saw it in the first half, buddy, if you make a mistake, they make you pay for it. Like if you take a bad shot, they're pushing it down there and they're hitting a three. You turn it over, they're pushing it down and hitting a three. You know what I mean? And they're really, really good at that. Arkansas really did a phenomenal job of limiting those mistakes. They shot 64% from the field in the second half. 64%. They didn't miss enough shots. Therefore, they weren't taking bad shots. Kentucky couldn't do it. They only turned it over 8 times on the road in this basketball thing. And it's been a low turnover team, but to be in that position, in that situation, only turn over 8 times and have 17 assists. Damn it, they looked like a really good basketball team tonight, and it feels good to talk about it.
It does, and I think that's what makes it so satisfying. I mean, we always say, hey, a win's a win's a win, and even, I mean, especially when Arkansas beat Georgia, we were like, hey, you needed to win an ugly one. You just needed to win one where you had to dig deep and scrap, and we kind of expected that to be the formula, and that really wasn't what happened. Like you mentioned, Arkansas answered every run. They won the shootout, which is, again, just like stunning when you're talking about a Kentucky team where that's their whole thing. It's a damn good shooting team, shooting over 40% on the year, averaging 88 points a game. To see Arkansas not only fit in a game like that, but kind of stand out, I felt like Arkansas responded to adversity better. They made the better second half adjustments. And I wouldn't, we're not going to pretend this was a masterclass defensive performance, especially in the interior. Amari Williams was giving him hell, man. Whether it was Big Z, Adu, whoever, he was giving him hell. But I felt like Arkansas was prepared for, again, the atmosphere. They were prepared for a lot of the actions, like even early in the game when, Kentucky scored 45 points in the first half. There were a lot of their sets there running where I was like, Arkansas kind of was prepared for that. Kentucky made some tough shots. Again, if this was a game where Kentucky came out and went 6 for 30 from 3, I would have thought that would kind of be Arkansas's path to victory. Kentucky goes 10 to 23. Like, it's crazy. And they missed some free throws. But again, I didn't feel like this was a situation where Kentucky was shook under the lights and they just they cowered against the presence of Calipari or anything like that. I felt like Kentucky played some pretty good ball, especially in that first half. I just felt like Arkansas rose to the challenge and showed up and played their best game of the year, man. And that's what makes it so satisfying, rather than you snuck by when a team kind of shit the bed.
And it also calls to attention some of the bullshit that we were seeing from people who were in the building, who were doing the whole bit. And these are media members who were like, well, Arkansas sure looks like a tense team in warmups. Or look at John Calipari. He sure looks nervous out there.
There was a whole lot of mental gymnastics to the point.
I mean,
we had media members literally making up quotes that was like, oh, yeah, the crowd's chanting this, and this is the loudest I've ever heard an arena and all that. And they put the fake decibel thing up there. Like, there was definitely a lot of like people kind of trying to talk themselves into that narrative. And look, I get it. Like, this Kentucky team has a lot more to be confident about. They should have been confident coming into this game. Again, it took Arkansas really rising to the occasion, and I just didn't see that coming. I really didn't.
No doubt. Okay, before we get into the chats, a couple more shout outs that we need to give. You mentioned Trevin Brazil, but man, that corner three, it felt like, like things might flip into Kentucky momentum at halftime. Yeah. And I think they got back up by, what was it, 4? I think it was 44-40. Trevin Brazil hit he just stuck a clutch corner three. That might have been one of the biggest shots of the game that he knocked down there. Shout out to Billy Richmond. In the first half, he checks in that game. knocks down the patented long two. It wasn't as long as some of his twos, but a pull-up mid-range jumper.
It wasn't that contested either.
Yeah, and then he gets a steal and just flushes it on a dude's head. Big time stuff. Carter Knox, he winds up, what do you finish with, Carter Knox? 10 points in this game, 10 points, 4 rebounds, really competed on the defensive end. The students were giving it to him.
Yeah.
He knocks down a three.
He was giving it to them as well.
Is he good for a shush a game now, Carter Knox?
I think so.
I mean,
I think that's part of his maturation. And you mentioned the Trevin Brazil three, which kind of cut that 4-point deficit. Carter Knox follows it up with maybe his first off the dribble 3 of the year. I don't really know.
Step back on him.
That was massive. He had another 3 earlier in the half. That was pretty big. I said to you right before the game, I was like, man, and I kind of stole this take from you. You were like, or I was like, man, I think this is going to be a game where Arkansas's freshmen, I just don't think you can really depend on them in this game. And that's kind of been a story of the season of like, what are you getting from those guys? I just felt like on the road in this type of atmosphere, I was like, I don't know if those guys are necessarily going to be ready to play their best ball. I mean, and it wasn't necessarily their best games of the year, but I thought those dudes did. They absolutely helped the team. And again, you just go down the line. Everyone kind of did their part except Jonas Adu. Pretty much everyone did their part to help this team win tonight. And I think that's what, it just really helps the overall team around when you have guys like that stepping up and everyone doing what they're capable of.
No doubt about it. And defensively, like you said, not a masterclass, but you held Kentucky under their average. They put up 100 in multiple home games this year. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Held them to 79. That's a really good number. But I look at some of these guys. Owe, what is he, like the only guy in the country who's got double-digit points every game or something? He's got some kind of weird streak, whatever. But 5 of 13, he wasn't that efficient. Jackson Robinson was really good, and I need to give Jackson Robinson his flowers because he is way better than he was at Arkansas. And he was a young player, inexperienced, but what Pope has done with him for a couple years at BYU, and then now actually translating it to the SEC, where he failed for 2 years. And is playing some really good ball. He was tremendous, man.
Confidence with Jackson Robinson is the thing that kind of just jumped. And obviously, he's a 5th-year senior at this point. He's been playing a while, and Mark Pope is a big part of that confidence. Him believing in him at BYU, giving him a chance to flourish. He's a completely different player, and he's their guy, man. He really ignites. He's good. He's taking pull-up threes. He's taking jumpers, 2-point jumpers off the dribble. He's finishing through contact, like stuff that I just frankly did not ever think Jackson Robinson would be capable of.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, and Amari Williams goes for 22 and 11, and it reminded me, and we talked about it a little bit. It reminded me of Jalen Williams post defense when it was like, all right, dude, like we're gonna leave you on an island. You're gonna have to guard Colin Castleton or Shebue or whoever, and we're not gonna help down. We're not gonna dig. We're not gonna double. If he scores on you one-on-one, fine, but we're not gonna let him kick out and get rhythm threes. That was the game plan, and it worked out for Arkansas. Kobe Brea, maybe the best shooter I've ever seen in my life in person, 1 of 6 from 3. You cut his damn water off. That was huge. For Arkansas to be able to contain him in this game. And then you didn't let any of the other guys get butt naked on you. Chandler plays 17 minutes. He gets 2 points. Carr hits a 3, the end. Garrison got he put it on Z's head, but that's the only thing you got from him in that game, and you got him out there shooting threes. Great. Shoot those all day, buddy. And then Perry hits a 3 on it, and that's it. So great job by Arkansas in this game. And I know they didn't have Lamont Butler or whatever. Arkansas didn't have Boogie Flan. Boom. It's washed. Whatever. Move on. You lost. Okay. Let's get into the chats, man. And
absolutely. I'm excited to hear from the fan base. And look, there's a lot of chats for us to sift through. And, I'm trying to record this post game. It's been a chaotic. We sprinted over here from Rupp Arena, but we're going to try to get to the chats because we want to experience this win with you guys, man.
Exactly. And we're going to be in this for a while. And we're going to start with the super chats, obviously, because we appreciate that. And we're going to hop into it with everybody else. So first and foremost, Seth Streckbane, we appreciate you more than you know. Honestly, everybody. Thank you just for tuning in, tapping in, whether you're giving super chats or not, but just interacting with us. We have a lot of fun with it. We wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. So he says, how about them Hogs? Calipari and this team showed they can play good offense. Yes, they did. They shut down any momentum Kentucky was creating with an answer of their own. Thank God we've been waiting to see that, man, because they've been folding and they don't play winning basketball so often. That's what we mean about responding to adversity, executing down the stretch, all those little things. It's the difference between wins and losses. They did it tonight. You're 100% right. He says, proud to see these Hogs show heart and determination. Woo Pig Suey. We appreciate you, brother. Those band geeks. Thank you. He says, glad you guys aren't dead. Damn, it felt great watching Kentucky fans leave early. Woo Pig Suey. Yeah. No, we're not dead. And I got to tell you.
Wasn't even close.
No, not even close. I was kind of wondering about because everybody's been awesome all week. Like seriously, I mean, we've had people buy us beers. Somebody bought our meal today out at KS Bar, which was really, really cool. People have been grateful and very nice. It's been awesome. And even the trash talk, it's been playful. Like it hasn't been mean spirited. I wondered what would happen when we got into the game. And especially if it was really tight, like if people would start doing the, taking it out on us a little bit. Didn't happen. Leaving the game, there are a bunch of sad faces in there, and we weren't being assholes about it. We were
very respectful. We were classy.
We were going on about our business. Yeah, but nobody was being real mean or ugly or nasty or anything like that. So no, we're not dead. We cannot speak for John Neighbors, though. We have no idea. We
have not spoken to John. He may have asked, but we'll see.
And if he did, the funds from tonight will be contributed to his services in his honor. So
we might even hold a funeral here in Lexington. We got so many new friends. I mean, we might have to.
Yeah. JP Sullivan, you're the man. Thank you. He says, Andrew, I'm strutting like a turkey and a peacock all at the same time. Woo damn pig. I love that. Did we have the turkey strut conversation?
The turkey strut
I think we talked about that in the last post game. I don't know if it was him that.
Was it? I think we
talked about some turkey strut, and I like the peacock. And you guys want to? Have you ever heard a peacock call? You need to listen to Gary Parrish. He knows how to call the peacock.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you,
You
JP,
should be
man.
strutting. Again, worry about the resume. Worry about the rest of the season tomorrow. Worry about Texas. Wait a while. Wait until the second half of Wednesday to worry about Texas.
Right.
But just enjoy this win. A 24-hour rule. We got 23 hours and about 30 minutes left to celebrate.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly right. Susie Schwartz, super sticker, $9.99. Yep. Thank you. Appreciate you. Caden Jowers says Rupp was an absolute non-factor. And that's 100% on Arkansas because it was, listen, it was loud in there and we didn't sit down much that entire game.
No.
And they were
obviously forced to stand a lot for sure.
We were forced to stand a lot and I'm fine with that. But I know a lot of people have done the deal where it's like, they yell at you if you're standing in Rupp. I thought everybody was pretty much standing for this game. So I will give them credit for that. But the best thing you can do on the road is have an answer and quiet those runs and control the basketball game. That's exactly what Arkansas did. And, Kentucky didn't have anything for them. And it doesn't help that Mark Pope was kind of quelling his own team's momentum by calling all those damn timeouts. And,
this move right here is now called the Mark Pope. No matter what happens on this basketball court, he's like, you know what? We need a timeout. We need 30. We need 30 right here. I guess it's just the Eric Musselman in me that has trained me to not expect timeouts ever. And I always feel, and I don't know how you feel about this, Curtis. I don't think we've ever talked about it. I always feel like a timeout in basketball is like an admission of guilt almost.
Yeah.
Because you don't stop the clock. Like football, you stop the clock. It is what it is. Pitching mound visits, you kind of need those sometimes. But I feel like in basketball, when you call a timeout, that's almost you as a coach saying we're out of sorts. They've got us reeling. We're panicking a little bit. And I'm not saying that Mark Pope was panicking, but I like every time it kind of gives you a good feeling as the team that's scoring when your opponent calls a timeout. And what did John say coming into the game? He was like, I don't want to have a situation where John Calipari calls a timeout, 17 minutes left in the first half or whatever. He did call a timeout like 14-32 in the first half. But Pope called a lot of timeouts in that second half. And I got to be honest, I'm not saying that Kentucky was panicking, but you could feel those big BBN buttholes were about looking like this in that second half. It got tense in that second half, and I think the players on the team could certainly feel that, and it definitely just kind of reverberated all the way down.
No doubt, it showed at the free throw line too. Hell, he only had one timeout left, so he started demanding reviews.
And he got him.
Every single time there was a rebound, he was demanding a review for a hook and hold or something. Man, good Lord, drag it out, brother. Let's see here. JB Smith says, have a victory beer, woo pig. We will. We will have a victory beer.
We're going to have a few. We were talking on the way when we were walking kind of to the arena. We were like, man, when this game's over, we ain't going out. We ain't doing nothing. We're going out. Yeah, we're 1,000% not going to sleep after this post-game show hits.
Oh, Justin Reed, we appreciate you too. He says, I love the fact that the BBN hate towards Cal is what fueled him and the team. Hogs just wanted it more. Woo pig suey. They definitely look like the team that wanted it more. And maybe that's what they needed. Maybe they needed that not manufacture, but that built-in narrative, chip on the shoulder type of thing. That was pretty impressive. And I think for DJ and Z and Adu, and then their teammates who had to sit there and watch that, I mean, it's 2 hours before the game, man, and they're just giving them the business and booing them and everything. And there's something about that where it just kind of makes you rally together. It's Sam Pittman talks that ship when they go on the road, where he's like, "Oh, it's just that us against the world mentality," you know. But it's true, and that's exactly what it was in this game. And they really needed to manufacture as much of their own energy as possible on the bench, because this wasn't a deal where there were a lot of Razorback fans in attendance. You know what I'm saying?
Like, right. I mean, by the way, Curtis, stunningly few Razorback. Obviously, you're on the road. You're in Lexington.
Expensive
Like
you
expect it to be outnumbered, no doubt. There might have been triple digit Hog fans in the entire arena. Maybe 100 total. I was like, you could literally, we couldn't see every single seat, but I literally started counting at one point. I counted like 15 or 16, and there weren't that many left, dude. It was crazy.
I'll tell you this: one of my former players at Lindenwood when I was coaching, he was here. He's a big Kentucky fan. I recruited him anyway. Whatever.
Yeah.
But he saw that we were there because he saw me tweet from our section. And there were such few red in there that he was able to kind of look it out, and he was like, "Oh yeah," and he came clear across Rupp Arena and came up there and found us. So that's
well, you being
that's what we were up
6'9",
against.
you being 6'9" really helps. But definitely on the us against the world mentality, we call it the Super Bowl bump, you know.
Yeah.
And make no mistake about this, this was objectively Arkansas's Super Bowl. Not about the fan base, whatever, but the team freaking needed that game. Absolutely. Arkansas needed this game way more than Kentucky did. And I think that gave them a little bit of an edge. And again, that's the benefit of having a coach who's been on this stage. He's literally been on this exact stage before. He's been in these big moments before. Johnny boy, how we doing?
He is alive.
How we doing, Johnny boy?
Let's go.
John just came in with the smuggest look on his face. Like the smuggest look on his face, as if he had just farted and watched everyone be like, "Oh, who farted?" or whatever. That's what he had on his face. He had like a little childish, mischievous smirk on his face.
John, please,
and he smacked the hell out of my hand.
Feel free to plug yourself in and get your ass in here. This is fantastic. Okay, we're gonna keep moving through these two. I'm so happy that just happened.
John is alive. We actually, John, we made preparations for your funeral a little bit. We were
all the super chats were gonna be donated to your funeral if you didn't make it back. So
yeah.
#champions. We appreciate that super chat. It says smoked cat and fries for dinner. I'm not gonna lie. This happened, and we got some popcorn. And then you got some nachos. I knew it was gonna be like midnight. This game was gonna be over, and I was gonna get hungry.
Yeah, I'm definitely hungry, especially when you get smoked cat on the dinner. Is fries the appropriate side with a smoked feline? I don't really know. Hey, what'd you think of the
smoked feline?
What'd you think of the little thing that they would do before each half?
It reminds me of the Carolina Panthers. They do that thing too, and it's like that's really weird.
My dad taught at a school called Buckeye High School. For anyone that knows, if you live in the sticks in Louisiana, you know. But they were the Panthers, and they would kind of do a little bit of a thing like that, and it reminded me of that for sure.
John,
never a doubt, right?
Never a doubt.
Never.
We will not share the contents of our group text,
guys. I know you guys. Of course, I try to listen to it while I've been walking in from Rupp Arena. I'm just going to say this right now. That was fun. You know, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing that game and seeing the aftermath of it. I have held in every single emotion I possibly can until I was far and away from anybody in blue, because I wanted to keep it together.
Smart. Yeah.
Wanted to make sure that everybody knew that I was not here to gloat, that I was not here to say I told you so, or saying that, cope with Pope or any. I'm not here to say these things. But baby, that was fun. What a fun game. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect them all to be leaving so early or anything like that.
Yeah, crazy how that worked out.
They were sprinting towards them. And it was weird because sometimes when a game gets out of hand, it's like a gradual thing. It's like there was a message on the arena that was like, all right, now it's time. It was like the studio laugh sign. Yeah. It was like, go ahead and go. I don't know what it was. I mean, obviously they were down 12, but it was like a sprint to the exit.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this too real quick. I'm going to listen to Kentucky fans from here on out. They're right. Cal has those one games in him, and he was obsessing over this. He got the dub. I don't know. Feels good. Feels good to win.
I mean, I think this is like a perfectly like a textbook definition of a Toby Keith moment for John Calipari.
How do you like me now?
Or is it I ain't as good as I once was?
Either or.
Or a courtesy of the red, white, and blue. One of them. Red Solo Cup.
I was thinking
yeah.
Literally any Toby Keith moment.
Yeah.
Oh
R.I.P.
shoot, man.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into some more super chats here. We got a lot of them. Good
Yeah.
Lord.
Thank you
guys,
so
man.
much. This is awesome.
Sean Phillips is cool. He says good win tonight and a win on my Arkansas money line. What was that, like plus 470?
It got down. So I may have sprinkled a little bit.
Oh.
By the time I actually bet it, it was down to plus 400, but it was around anywhere from 450, 475. When the game started, the line was down to 9.5, and it opened at 11.5. So there was a little bit of
Okay.
people could kind of tell.
Congratulations, Sean, and I guess we should thank the Razorbacks for this donation since you got a little.
I guess we
change
should
on the
thank the
side.
Razorbacks for winning the game. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Hog Film Room, who is just a fantastic follow on the old
he is
X,
good,
by
yeah.
the way. Sends me some great lineup information all the time. It's really good stuff. At any rate, monthly subscription, awesome, love that. Says thanks, guys. Seems like we got the same shots as other games, but made them. Yeah,
Now
how
that is
about
true.
that? It's so many times, Arkansas's gotten a wide open three this year, and they put it up, and I'm like, it's got to go in. It doesn't. They made those in this game, absolutely. Says more focus on defense, sharper, more intentional switching, and switching out of bad matchups. Yeah, they did a really, really good job on all of the above. That was, Cal, when he was talking to Jimmy Dykes or whatever, and he was kind of saying it in jest. He's like, like Kentucky is going to be a hard game because they're a good team, they're well coached. I don't know who we are yet. I don't even know if we're well coached. Arkansas looked like a well coached basketball team tonight. It was good.
No,
to
they
see.
really did. They had answers for everything. They were never really out of position. Kentucky played well. They made tough shots a lot. Arkansas got a lot of good looks. And again, like you said, like Hog Film Room says, Arkansas's been getting good looks for a while. That's been our running bid is what if they just made a third of the wide open shots they missed?
Make a shot,
I will
maybe?
say, we got to address the elephant in the room. The Boogie Fland was killing Arkansas's offensive momentum allegations are at an all-time high. And again, like after the Georgia game, when they won, we kind of were like, okay, yeah, but that was ugly, and that was kind of just a scrappy one. Against Oklahoma, I really do feel like Arkansas missed a just ton of open shots. Certainly something to that. I will also say that it's very possible and very likely that Arkansas would have still played very well with their lottery pick, if you just ask me. But I do think shout out to me for coining that take, by the way. Everyone who had it stole it from me.
Very well done.
Y'all back me up on that.
No,
right?
he did.
I was the first one to say.
Ellis confirmed. Ellis confirmed.
I need to point one out. Producer Michelle, by the way, we had a super chat before we started the stream. Sometimes the things disappear when you start.
We've had too many chats because I tried to scroll up to the top.
I know, but from our boy Stripey's Wig, we really appreciate you. He said it was $10 donation. We appreciate you, man. He says they actually didn't hurt my eyes to watch tonight. Nelly slowly getting more comfortable.
Dude,
how about Nelly Davis?
Dude.
That was by far the best he's looked. He's had some good games here and there, but he was so confident. He took a pull-up transition three that he cashed, took a off a pin down, takes a spot up mid-range, cash. And you could tell Kentucky, by the way, in the second half, you want to talk about the impact of Nelly Davis. They were denying like crazy. Like they clearly at halftime were like, holy cow, we got to watch out for this guy. Mm-hmm. That's the impact. All of a sudden you get easier looks when you have a guy that teams have to really fear, especially out on the perimeter. Arkansas has been desperately needing that all year.
And for the Nelly doesn't care. Oh, he doesn't want to be here crowd. He was ready to slap him. He was ready to slap somebody at the end of that game. Him and Billy Richmond were.
That's good stuff.
Listen, they were fired up, man. So that was good to see. And John, we were like making our way down. We wanted to see like the very end and then bolt. That way we get back here as quick as possible. We were coming down the stairs when that altercation or whatever happened. I know we were a little bit closer to it. Did you see what was really going on there? Like
I saw a little bit of the brouhaha, if you would. And what it seemed like is that, man, that number 22 for the Kentucky Wildcats, Amari, he was just not too keen on taking an L. And they were trying to inbound it, and there were just some words being exchanged. And I was actually sitting next to a Kentucky State rep, if you can believe it.
Good.
But he was protecting me for the most part. But what happened is that he said that he does that all the time, where he instigates some kind of does a little shove and then walks away like, I ain't doing nothing. And that's essentially what happened. There was a little bit of shoving, and I believe Nelly and Billy Richmond got the technicals. Billy was looking fight, bro. Yeah, Billy was looking to throw hands. So it was good to see though. It's good to see fight in a win. Yes, it's one thing to see a fight and a loss because you're getting your taint handed to you, but to see a fight and a win, that's the good stuff.
And if there's a Kentucky player who should have been offended by the loss, it would be Amari Williams. The dude was unreal, man.
He was like the best player.
He was awesome.
So
man.
I'll give him credit for that.
Real quick too.
Yes.
the booing that gave to DJ Wagner every time he touched the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so I tweeted out, I'm like, man, they really hate DJ Wagner here. And Kentucky fans are like, no, it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. We just did. I'm like, you are booing the man maliciously every time he catches the ball. That's malicious. So I don't want to hear that's personal.
It would be
very
one
personal.
thing if there weren't constant comments. Literally yesterday on the show, we talked about DJ for 2 minutes, and for the next 30 minutes, there were chats from BBN that were like, DJ actually is a terrorist, and I hate him, and he sucks, and all that. And like,
he's on the grassy knoll.
Constant, like BBN. If you ask most Kentucky fans, they'll tell you they dislike DJ way more than they dislike Z or Thero, for no doubt about it.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, like I'm always gonna do this qualifier because I mean it. Like every Kentucky fan I've encountered,
awesome,
this week has been fantastic. Like really do appreciate you guys, love you guys.
Except for one.
But boy, we heard some nasty stuff said in DJ Wagner's direction at that basketball game. I was like, holy shit.
I heard a crazy one about Trevin Brazil. I think you heard it as well.
Yes.
That was, I mean, there was a lot of, and look, again, we were sitting up in the, like bad fan section, if I'm being honest with you.
Like, we're at the top.
But I agree. Like most of the actual BBN guys, and even the ones that like, we're sick of Cal. Like they're all pretty respectful, man. And that's really been my big takeaway from the trip is like, I kind of love BBN, if I'm being honest with you.
They're good people.
Like, I really do genuinely admire almost all of the Kentucky fans we had a 12-second conversation with. Like, they were all pretty
Very
chill.
true.
And they just love basketball, man. They just love their team. And, like, that's what it's about. Like, it really isn't that personal, even though with DJ Wagner, it kind of is personal.
Now, are they going to still be that way after taking an L?
Oh, hey,
that's what we'll see.
I love this. Cats by 90 legend. Here's the story on DJ, in case you hadn't heard. Reed Shepherd was buried on the bench. Dude, I tweeted out something, John. I don't know if you saw it. I tweeted out because Reed Shepherd, we got to talk about that, by the way, wears an Arkansas shirt. And so I quoted it and was like, I have it on very good authority by BBN that Reed Shepherd was buried on the bench and hates Cal because he ruined his life and ruined his dreams. We know the story, dude. Like, good Lord. I don't know why people
We know every story at this point.
Here's what you don't know about Cal. He recruits 5-stars and then they end up sucking.
This just in.
It's unreal, man. It's uncanny. Hayden Ulmer, appreciate you. Said didn't expect that. None of us expected that. He said, let's go on a run 13 days until baseball.
Shout out to Hayden Ulmer, who was texting me like some updates from the scrimmage today. He was just like, dude, Cole Gilbert's getting rocked.
I was hoping
there,
he was doing that during the basketball game. Be like, hey, did you see Gage Wood today? Like something like that. That would have been great.
I was like neck deep watching Israel Adesanya getting knocked out, and I was so depressed. And then I'm just getting baseball texts from Hayden. I was like, hell yeah, that's my guy.
Our man Chef Ali, and thank you as well. He says, "Woo pick silly boys. Glad you got to witness this in person. Hopefully this can be the spark this team needs for the rest of the season." Yeah, well, obviously we absolutely hope that is true. Can they catch lightning in a bottle? We'll see. But I want to focus on the first part of that. He says, glad y'all got to witness that in person. For those who were offended by us, and I'm not talking about the fans, I'm talking about our quote unquote colleagues and yappers. For those who had such a big problem with us being down here for a couple days and experiencing this city and the environment before a game of this magnitude and covering it and interacting and engaging with people and then going to that game and doing this, you missed out, idiots, not us.
Yeah, I was like,
not us. Joke's on you. This has been amazing. And we just got to see something really, really cool. And it's the first, Michigan, congratulations, the first signature moment of John Calipari's tenure at Arkansas. It's
and,
awesome.
In other words, sit on and rotate, Baldy.
Yeah, come on, man. Unreal. Sharkensaw, he says, y'all thought I wouldn't buy the boys around. You thought wrong. Hogs on top, BBN tears, tasting great. That's another thing we have to consider. What a bar stay open till like 2:30 down here?
Yep, 2:33, 5 a.m. in some cases.
Okay,
so,
we'll
bounce
we'll
around.
dabble in a little bit.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Nick Ehrman, he's just good for it. All right,
We love it.
Appreciate you with the anonymous
crap. This man
exclusive
Oof.
carts.
I wonder if that's carts as in like like for the Pingy, because if so, we need to be in touch. Exclusive carts. I'm fiending on this trip. But no, that's a big time chat right there.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Given the rules, exclusive carts, you get to nominate a football coaching candidate. Whoever you want Arkansas to hire, let us know, because that's the rule to super chat.
That's the way it
is.
is.
A super chat, you can give us a coaching candidate.
Throw it in there. Exactly. Thank you so much. Ty Langston, one of the OGs, says a few shots of the cheapest Kentucky whiskey money can buy on me. Woo friggin' pig, man. Hard to be humble on nights like tonight. Don't be humble. on a night like tonight. Don't do it. You needed this.
Crow.
Arkansas fans earned this one, buddy.
Hey, I'm about to tweet out the student section interviews I had just before the Kansas game again. That video from a few months ago. So just for fun.
By the way, Kentucky, if there's one thing you can make fun of them for, it damn sure ain't the alcohol because they're the bourbon. I looked that up after the show. 95% of the global bourbon supply comes from the state of Kentucky.
You're good for
that
it.
Maker's Mark's going to be talking to me.
Chicken's better than bourbon, buddy.
Yeah.
Ty Langston, again, thank you. Or no, Trey Langston. Wait, hang on a second. Is there a relation here?
Gotta be. Trey,
we've got
a lost cousin.
Are you related to Ty? Because we like Ty a
That's
lot.
crazy. Are you trying to one up your brother there? What's going on?
Man.
Little auction here between
Challenge
the Langston
accepted.
brothers.
Golly. All these super chats are incredible, by the way. These are awesome.
Man.
Yeah, no, this is really
really
cool.
appreciate it.
TE, tight end. What do you think that's
it's
Platt?
tight end. You think it's Platt?
Yeah.
I think it's the D2 kid whose name I forgot.
I think it's Barquise Gums.
Maybe so. Yeah, that could be right. Maddox.
Good luck, at UAB, man.
Jason Voorhees. Anyway, thank you. Obviously, Musselman won some big games in the NCAA tournament, but he never won an SEC road game as big and significant as this. I feel great for Cal. Appreciate the super chat. I'm trying to think about the big roadies. I mean, they beat Kentucky in here, but it wasn't like this.
Yeah. To be fair, it's not. There's like maybe 5 road SEC wins in the history of college basketball as big as this one.
Seriously, man.
He won a lot of big home games, but I don't know about road. That one at LSU that they won was Keith Smart as well. So
I mean, hey, listen, when they beat Missouri when they were number 10 and they went to overtime in that first year of the Elite Eight run,
it's a good one.
That was. I mean, I'm not saying it's the same, but that's a good one. But that's about all I know of.
They didn't get Auburn on the road when they were number 1. They had some shots at some really good Bama teams, but Muss couldn't really get them down there. So that's
by the way,
point.
We definitely cannot forget. We talked about it anyway. We were going to send Muss a little message. Yeah. Now that he won and the Hogs won,
certainly got to get him on the show.
Yeah, shout out to Muss for taking down Tom Izzo.
Yeah,
legend slayer over there at USC. Man, good for him. We're into some other chats now. Chad B says, as a UK fan, screw all the UK fans in the arena. That's
supposed to say booed.
Yeah, that booed Cal. He did so much for us. Congrats to him on the win. Do whatever you want.
Right.
I didn't think I really did not walk away from that introduction going, wow, that was harsh, man. I really didn't. So
I'm just not reading this super chat from Exclusive Carts. Very much not marijuana carts.
There you
golf
go.
carts. Appreciate you. He says he built custom golf carts.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Same difference.
I saw it come in and I just started
You're
dying.
such a delinquent.
I know,
man.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Ellis.
But in terms of booing, we were in line with some fans before going into the arena that were like, I might boo, but I also might have a little clap. Low key.
Yeah.
Like I think it's one of those. And like Cal said, he's the opposing coach. You boo the opposing coach. It is what it is.
Exactly. John,
what's up?
Will you finally gritty for $100?
If we,
was the $100 given to
starting
Gritty?
right now? If someone puts $100 in the chat and puts Gritty in that chat, John will Gritty 1,000%.
You know how to
I guess apparently Ellis is speaking for me, so yes, that's the way it's going to be. But sure, yes, if somebody does a super chat for $100 saying Gritty, I will Gritty.
God,
I don't know how, but I'll try.
There's some really copium in here. Cats by 90. This is Rupp Arena. Opposing fans are never in numbers here. Why are y'all surprised? Yawn. Moving on.
All right,
okay.
shut up.
Well,
Rupp Arena. More like Shut Up Arena. Am I right?
Yes.
Exclusive. Jesus. I mean,
dude, y'all are awesome. Man. Seriously, thank you so much for all this. This is great.
This is
this
is really cool. And thank you. And yes, we're having a little bit of fun tonight.
Yeah.
Casey, by the way, says he did send the 100.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
For the Gritty? Is that what he's referring to?
We got to verify. Did Casey send us $100?
We got to confirm.
I don't know. Well, somebody else can find it. We're gonna do the dead airtime thing on here. We're professionals. Good.
Yeah, we're pros here.
Also, we're not gonna mooch off of these fellas all night. Give us more money.
Yeah.
He says if Cal said screw the other games, all he had to do was say so. It was nice seeing them leave early. Yeah, cleaning out Rupp Arena early is that's a power move.
I joked with you, Curtis, and because I'll be honest with you. We knew we were doing this post game, and so we kind of thought about, and I think we even said we were going to do it 15 minutes after the tip because we knew we were going to sprint back here. And we said if Arkansas had any chance to win in the final 4 minutes, we would definitely stick around to watch it. When Arkansas led by 1 at halftime, and I think Big Z or somebody hit a 3 in the second half, and I was like, it's gonna be funny, Curtis, when Arkansas's up by 19 and we're at the under 4 timeout and we just get to waltz out of here.
Smooth selling.
It wasn't that far away from that happening, man. It's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, no doubt. Wow, Karmaduke, thank you.
Thank you, Karmaduke.
This feels good to read. He says, Cal is Pope's daddy. Buy a nice bottle of Kentucky Tears. I mean, bourbon, you're way out of town. Hold this L, Big Blue, Clown Nation.
Oh, dude.
Exactly.
Okay, real quick, though. Shout out to the Kentucky students that started chanting, "Who's your daddy?" literally with like 8 minutes to go in the first half. When Big Z hit a 3 immediately.
They did really chant.
They chanted it.
They should have done it louder because we couldn't hear
Big
them,
Z hit a 3 in their eye, and whoo, hated to see that.
I love that.
Mhm.
I absolutely love that. Good on Z, man.
Good on Z.
Good on Z.
What an
He
up
was,
and down performance.
He was facing, son allegations, if I'm being honest, because of Amari Williams. But yeah, I mean,
He beat him.
and he almost got that rebound down the stretch.
He
I said to
almost
Curtis
did.
like 8 minutes left. I was like, for Arkansas to win this game, Big Z is going to have to get a ball that goes off the rim and is missed, and he's going to have to grab it with his hands and secure it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he quite did it, but close.
Ryan McDaniel, appreciate you, man. He says, glad to get that dub. Hope we keep the momentum. Want to buy you guys a beer when I'm on the hill. March 1st
We'll
for
be-
Hogs
Okay.
baseball.
Hell yeah, man.
Sounds
Find
good.
us,
We'll
man,
be here.
for sure. Love that. Uh-oh.
What's up?
We got a BJ Young sighting in the
Yeah.
post game. I love that.
Hottest
Says BJ
rapper.
Young in the building. Hottest rapper alive. Hogs the hottest team alive. Was BJ Young actually in the building?
I wish you would
I
have
think
let us
he's in.
know.
I think he's in this building, as in the live chat.
Our
BJ,
Airbnb.
hey, BJ, you're gonna have to prove to be a better rapper than
Keon
who is it?
Minifield.
What's that?
Lamont
Keon
Butler.
Minifield. Lamont
Lamont
Butler, whose track they played in the arena.
Yeah.
bad.
Not too
Not
shabby.
bad.
It's okay.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
And what else? They had
I
Well-
might swerve in that corner. Whoa.
which one is that? Leangelo?
That's Leangelo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there we go.
Curtis also is not a fan of the Boss Man D-Lo song. You want to be a boss?
No.
You gotta pay the price. He didn't like that. one.
Well, because the reason it gets on my nerves because you're in warm-ups, like you're getting ready for a game. This is coach speak here, but like the guys just stop and they're just all freestyling and dancing there. I'm like, all right, I get it, like it's that kind of song, but this is not the game day mix song that I feel like they need. You
Fair
know?
enough.
Like focus, lock it in.
Fair enough.
Good. No, just kidding. Exclusive cars. My good, you
Y'all guys are awesome, man.
Yeah, you.
We
can
might buy a
send
golf cart after this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
He said, give him props to Nelly, and he needs them for sure. He's got to give him some props after talking bad about him in the past few games. There may need to be a slight apology tour from some.
It won't take that long.
Is-
He'll go 1 of 7 in the first half against Texas, and we'll be right back on the horse. But
yeah. Oh, people are
just-
gonna be waiting for it, man. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
I mean, but seriously though, it is cool to see because we knew. I mean, especially when Boogie Flan went down, we were like, any case for this season to turn around, any case for this offense to still have life is 100% going to have to come through Nelly Davis.
yeah, no doubt about it. The student section says Kentucky plays good against top teams, but plays bad against mid teams.
This is true information.
Yeah.
And it certainly favored Arkansas
seen
tonight.
this.
So
Who are some? Ohio State L,
yeah, Georgia.
Clemson L, Georgia L, Vandy L. Who Vandy was
Hey,
really
Vandy's
looking
not-
good until
well,
they got the
well,
hell beat out of them.
Actually,
by-
they're back to mid, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're falling back down to earth here a little bit. So there you go. Woke COVID survivor says, "Don't try to act nice to Cal now. He hates you."
I love. Thanks, woke COVID survivor.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Cal does not hate us, by the way. We had like maximum 3 total interactions with Cal, and they've been very positive. So
Mhm.
Jordan Cunningham hates us so much. Smile, John. Congrats.
Oh, come on.
John, I gotta be honest. I hate to do this, but I really think you're gonna have to attempt a gritty real quick.
Okay, I mean, I don't mind doing it if somebody legitimately put $100.
I'm pretty
There
sure
it is.
Casey did. Yeah.
Found it.
Okay.
We got down far enough to
He did
find it.
previously.
I mean,
This is for
okay.
John DeGritty, left to right on the screen. Oh my gosh.
Left
What does
to
that mean?
right. So I think you need to start over here.
Yeah, you got to start on the other
Is
side.
it our left or their left? I'm moving this rug because I'm going to bite it if I
right
don't
over
move
here.
it.
Right over here.
So
Start
this
over
way?
here and then left to right.
This way? Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm going to take my headset off because I don't want to pull it off.
No, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. John Gritty coming.
Right here, right?
3, 2, 1. I say right foot creep.
I can't do it. That was the worst attempt ever, man. I'm going to blame the shoes. I'm going to blame the
Listen,
shoes. I can't gritty. I can't gritty. I'm
I've
sorry.
purposely
You gave the
never
people what
tried
they
it.
wanted.
Yeah.
I've purposely never tried it, publicly or privately. Most of the big dance moves, like the stanky leg or the soldier boy, I tried in my room or in the bathroom before I take it public. Never tried the gritty.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
apparently, I'm hope that was worth the money that you was not worth the money. I'm
it
sure
was worth it for me. I guess.
Jeez. Yeah. I blame the shoes. It's sticky here on the ground. I don't know why. It's weird.
Those are happy tissues.
Yeah, happy tissues that have been settled. But thank you seriously for the super chat.
Yes.
Yeah, it was that was terrible.
No,
But
it's awesome,
I'll take it.
man. Shout out to Bobby G. Said read Pope's lips. He called Cal daddy.
Ooh.
I wonder if maybe he did.
People are
But I did
saying.
want to point out it was hilarious to me when before the game, like before introductions, when Cal's out there, he's kind of he's on the sidelines or whatever. Pope walks out to a big ovation, and then it's a situation where there's so many cameras and journalists and everything right there trying to get the shot.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so like Pope was trying to come over and shake Cal's hand, and then Cal goes one way, Pope goes the other way, and they're like blocked away from each other by the gaggle of reporters and everything. It was unbelievable, man, to see that.
Were they taking pictures of Pope or Cal? I wonder.
Yeah, exactly. So it took him forever to actually finally get that embrace. It was funny to see. I think it was Riley Hall who was trying to like navigate Pope to get him over there or whatever. So it was absolutely nuts, man. But cracked me up. It was good
Guys,
stuff.
I have breaking news.
We don't give a damn about
I don't know what you're
Yes, you
breaking
do.
news.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Curtis, Luka Doncic just got traded for Anthony Davis. One of the most shocking deals in
What?
NBA history.
Oh, okay.
The Lakers just acquired Luka Doncic. I know this is an Arkansas Kentucky post
You got
game
30
stream.
seconds.
Yes.
Holy piss. That is one of the craziest things I've ever read. I got a text from Hazelwood who was like, yo, Luka to the Lakers. And I'm like, what do you mean Luka to the Lakers?
For AD?
Yeah, this
Dallas
story
got
from
fleeced, bro.
Jack Bayer says the Los Angeles Lakers beat the New York Knicks on Sunday, then made one of the most shocking deals in NBA history. The Lakers are sending AD, Max Christie, and a first-round pick to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Doncic, Kleber, and Markieff Morris. A few other teams in on the deal. What the hell? That's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. What a night.
It's wild, man.
All right, we're back on Arkansas, Kentucky. But holy cow, I had to.
Who had Luka getting traded before Jimmy Butler?
Yeah. How about that? That is crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. Holy
That's
cow.
real. Well, of course it is. You just pulled it up. Wow. dude.
Shams, tweeted. It's crazy.
That is nuts. I'm in a pretzel right now
Yeah.
mentally. I was like, this doesn't matter. Luka.
Right. I was kind of wondering. I was like,
What do you
are
mean?
you reading what I'm trying to show?
Jeez
And I saw the
Louise.
chat blowing up too.
Wow. Okay. That's insane.
Did you guys talk
Yeah.
about already the comments Arkansas players made outside the locker room?
No.
I don't know.
What were
I
the
don't know what they
comments?
According to sources, this is a Kentucky reporter, actually. Nellie Davis said, "We know who the real Kentucky is. Get the F out of here." And Big Z says, "We run Kentucky."
Good.
I got to be honest. I don't love Nelly saying we know who the real Kentucky is. What the hell
I don't know
does
what
that
it means
mean?
either, but
But we do.
it's
we
fine.
We run Kentucky. I like that.
That's true.
I like that this team is starting. We've talked about identity on the court a lot. Arkansas seemed like they had that. I like that we're starting to see some of that swagger. Like you were talking about Carter Knox, Nelly,
Mhm.
Billy Richmond yelling at folks. I like it, man.
Yep.
I'm all for that.
That's what they need.
Yep.
We've been wondering what the identity is. Here we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
The identity is
Talk your talk.
they run up in your trap and they take over your trap. And now apparently we are Kentucky.
Hayden Short says, y'all giving Josh Brown a swirly tonight or what?
No.
We couldn't.
No.
Three of us couldn't physically do that. Also, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And also, we saw him.
We hung
Good
out
to
with
see
him.
him.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
came
we
by
saw
and
him.
saw us at KS Bar the other day. So
Yeah.
shout out to Josh Braun. That was really cool of him.
He looks, you know what? I got to say, like, I joked with him and I was like, oh, you look weird in the blue. He looked good in the Kentucky blue. And obviously he played at Florida. He wore blue before, but
Yeah.
It's good to see Josh. He's a good dude. I wish him very well. And we are definitely not giving him a swirly.
No, because he will kill us.
You think like if we were like the three of us, you think we could?
No.
No, I actually think
Absolutely
he
not.
would probably be like, you know what, guys? Oh, I'll dip my head in the toilet. It's fine. Like he'd probably be like, you know, it's fine.
He's too nice. Yeah, it makes you feel
Yeah.
better. Nick Ehrman, thank you so much. He says, only criticism I have is why can't Cal motivate these guys to do this every game? The talent is there. Well,
Would you? Do you actually want us to answer the question of why the team was more hyped to play in Rupp in Cal's big return game at 9 p.m. on ESPN rather than a Wednesday night against Oklahoma or whoever the hell?
sometimes if you need to see it for yourself to believe it and start buying
Yeah.
into it. And that'll be the conversation that we have, Monday and Tuesday leading into the Texas game or whatever is, can they harness that and carry it over, to some other environments where you don't have as much of a naturally built-in, chip on your shoulder or whatever the hell you want to call it. We'll see. Can they drum up the hate for Texas? That
Well,
they cannot.
That's a question we never thought we would ask. Does Arkansas hate Texas enough?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Razorback Revival, thank you. Appreciate the super chat. As always, you can comment and maybe you did a little bit later. It's just buried, man, because there's a lot going on in here. So apologies for that. Quinn Thomas, thank you very much. I'm an Auburn fan.
I don't know about all that.
Congrats on y'all's win. Says, I'll get you a drink when you come to Auburn. Curtis, John, if you're nicer to us, I'll also get you a drink.
No guarantees, buddy. I'm flying high. I'm on one right now. I'm taking all the pot shots I can.
Don't ruin my bar tab here.
Yeah.
We're on the
Well, and also, thanks for the reminder that Arkansas still has to play Auburn. Like, good Lord, I'm
They're
not
winning.
looking forward to that.
They're winning.
Yeah.
Undefeated, never lost.
What
they're 1-0 in the new season,
I have
boys.
to really pull a genie out of a bottle for that one, man. Goodness. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Ty Langston says we are twins, and we actually sent our super chats at the same time without knowing.
Man.
Oh my God.
We got all walks of life
I
here
didn't know
in
there
the
was
super chats.
I've really got to pay attention now when I see Langston because I
We've
just
got-
automatically assume it's
We got multiple
Mhm.
Kingsleys. We got multiple Langstons.
Megans
We
everywhere.
got Megans.
Gosh, this is wild, man. Oh yeah, we got to this one already. But again, like thank you so much, Exclusive Cards, for
Witty's
just
crushing it,
being a high roller in this one. Witty.
What's up, Woody?
Hey,
Kisses.
nothing for Broden, nothing for
Yeah.
just kisses.
Witty's the
Blue
man.
Pig
We
Suey.
really do love you, Witty. We
Yeah.
really genuinely.
Mhm.
Andres
Not to be confused with
Anders or
Anders.
he said we needed this. Hogs by 90 forever.
That's
Did
right.
need that.
Indeed, sir.
Did need that one for sure. No doubt about it. What we got here? AI Comedy Collab says you guys missed out on Woo Pig Suey at Buffalo Wild Wings in Fayetteville. Kidding. In person, surely was better. Just reporting hometown excitement. Good. I'm really glad to hear that. People getting fired up at the local establishments. That's what you need, man. And we've talked about it plenty. We talked about it tonight. You were bringing it up earlier about what is it going to take to endear this team, endear John Calipari to the fan base. This.
Yep.
This does.
This helps.
Yeah,
It helps.
So we'll see what they do for the rest of the season. But tonight went a long way towards helping that cause and keeping people locked in on this basketball team. And as the guy that talks about it every day, thank you, Cal, for doing that, my man. Very nice of you. Jordan, appreciate you for the super chat. Says it's too early to break out the Spirit Halloween banner for Rupp Arena.
It's pretty good.
Woo Pig Suey, that is a good one.
It is
Emptied
kinda
out
weird.
quick.
I don't think any of Kentucky's cool wins this year came in Rupp. Did they?
I mean, beating Florida was a good win at
No,
Florida.
Florida
they
was a
did
very
get Florida
good.
in
But I was
there.
thinking like Duke. They beat Gonzaga, right?
Gonzaga was like basically on the road. It wasn't in the
It
Kendall.
was like
but
Washington, right?
yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Dude, where
Um,
did they beat Duke in New York City, right? Or no, it was
somewhere
It was
Atlanta
the Champions
or something.
Classic
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
whatever,
Mhm.
yeah.
that. So, yeah, I think that's right. Man, I bet they're down bad. We're going to have to listen to the
Yeah.
KSR
Oh,
post-game.
They're
man,
saying-
do we have to?
They're
God.
saying that Matt Jones did not show up to the postgame show.
No way.
Oh, man, that's rough.
That's what they said.
Rumors have it.
I mean, I have zero idea. I've
You-
been doing this, but
Well, I was going to say you sometimes you do this thing where you
No.
proclaim something
No,
that
I'm being-
you really have no
no,
idea. It's like,
I saw it on the chat. I can't
Okay.
confirm, but I'm like they
believe
are
it.
actually saying that.
that's nasty.
I
work
should
with
text
Street
him and
right
see just how he's holding up.
Hey, by the way, Matt Jones, like a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Like
He's-
this is the first time I'd met him. I just didn't know. I know that he's a polarizing guy, good guy.
He's
Like,
a,
I really
he's a
enjoyed hanging out
major
with him.
personality, and I can't remember which one of you said it, but like we're all characters in our own way.
Yep.
But no, he's been great. Honestly, I wish I could say something super bad
It's-
about him, but I really can't.
It's
He's
rare
really
that
good.
someone is a better person than they portray themselves publicly.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
backwards probably
Like,
from
like, there's a lot of guys who portray themselves as nice guys that kind of suck
Right.
behind the closed doors. But
Ice Cold Mint Julep. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
he's
in
an
here.
OG
Says-
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is.
absolutely. Good to see you. Says nice to have the good vibes back. Hopefully we can keep this going. Feels good to be
We will.
excited again. Yes.
This
Yes.
is
Yes.
our lives now, guys.
Yep.
Get used to it.
Yep. Just get used to winning.
Absolutely.
There's going to be so much winning going on.
Capital CS99. Appreciate the super chat. Says Kentucky fans were talking so much trash this season, but we came into their house and stomped them belt to ass. Yeah, and and here's the thing. Everybody was talking trash in the offseason.
Yeah.
You know, like that was part of the deal. And early on in the year, that was the thing. This did get to a point where guys, we didn't really. We were chirping a little bit when we had our opportunities, but for the most part, we had to do a lot of grin and bear it, man.
100%.
Like we were just having to eat it there for a while, and boy, this feels good.
Now,
oh man, it feels
I hope
good.
y'all can remember the grace that we showed.
Took a lot, man. Took a lot.
Oh,
And obviously, of course, like BBN's going to be fine. Like they're going to be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Kentucky's got a
they're
good
gonna be
team.
fine.
They're going to make the tournament.
I did see. I can't remember which one of the KSR guys it was when somebody was like, "None of you were talking about the possibility that Arkansas could win this game. What are you going to do if that happens?" And
we
it
had a
was
show
like,
titled "What if Calipari?"
and he was like,
beats
"No.
Oh,
They're talking
okay.
to them." And the
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
replied, and he was like, "Well, yeah, we'll be upset for 24 hours, or whatever, and we'll move on." It was just. I bet this one's
Nah,
gonna
dude.
linger. It's gonna linger for a
Definitely
minute.
gonna linger.
Mhm.
Is this the first like pause on Pope thing? And I'm
Well-
not saying like big picture, but like his first moment where because he's done everything right
Right.
Yeah.
to this point for him, and this is one where it's like, whoa, brother.
And Mark Pope is objectively a stud. Like,
Oh,
let's
yeah,
just be
no, he's a
honest.
great coach,
He's an
man.
awesome coach. He's an awesome guy. Like watching those videos, like they were playing the video packages of him talking. Like they show like a highlight of the Tennessee game, and that's another thing is had they not beaten Tennessee on whatever Tuesday or Wednesday, it would have really been bleak. And I think
Yeah.
you would see some of that. I think they still feel good about their team, good about their coach, as they should. But I mean, when you have a coach that has 0 NCAA tournament wins, how is he going to show up in big games is a big question. He did a lot to dispel that by winning big games against Duke, Gonzaga, all these guys. But this definitely has to be to your point, the first time they're like, I didn't like the way that we played down the stretch in a big game.
Yeah. Cancun Cal beat March Pope.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. Is man, I hope that that Mark Pope becomes Ryan Day and that we become his Michigan, man. You just can't beat him.
I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, because then he
Can't
wins
beat
the
him,
To be
Natty.
honest with you,
Yeah.
I'll take it because Michigan won the title.
I was
going to
say, if you don't
Yeah.
want that,
Fair
if
enough,
you don't
fair
want that,
Okay, I will take that.
would you accept then winning the title and then Kentucky winning it the next year?
1,000%.
Who cares?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Exactly.
If
Sign me
Arkansas
up.
wins the title, you can kill every dog I've ever had.
Oh my
bro. It's all
goodness.
good.
Wow.
Let's not get crazy here.
Killing puppies over here.
Slim's
That's
on
how
the
bad
chopping
you
block
want it?
for another one for baseball. if
He's
that's what
on
it
chopping
takes.
block for a lot of
Lord.
things. He was
Hey, come
snatching
on.
Sheesh.
Hey, come on.
He's
Hey,
snatching up some.
I
He's
take it
too
back.
old,
I didn't
man.
mean
He's
that. I
snatching
didn't
up fried chicken on walks, and Michelle's having to pull bones out of the jowls of his face. It's getting weird. I need to get back home and take care of the family. It's
I
crazy.
touched a sensitive subject, and I apologize. He'll be there for Bark at the Park, though.
What day is that? March
Who the hell
30th.
knows?
Bark
We'll
at the
look it
Park.
up.
It will be a lot of bark. He'll probably take a dump on the concourse because he's like that. K Black says Matt Jones with his security blanket all week long. Oh, tough
Mhm.
scenes.
It's rough.
I can't. Yeah, I'm looking.
I will-
forward to
I mean,
tuning into that.
Matt Jones was not even close to the most obnoxious Kentucky fan or media guy.
Yeah.
Smug. He was a little bit smug, but like kind of playfully smug. I mean, there were a couple of media guys that were like legitimately acting like they were like, trust me, I know, Cal,
Yeah.
I know ball, you don't.
Here we go. And we said we talked about this earlier, and then we did there is going to come a time soon where we're going to think about this game and get ticked off about other things that have happened this year. Cody Pritchard kind of feels the same way. He says, "Go Hogs! This win feels good. The Oklahoma and LSU losses really suck right now." Let's see. So if Arkansas would have got those, they'd be 15-6, 4-4 in the SEC. They'd be in a really good spot.
My brain
That was
just
the case.
exploded trying to do the math. It's very
We're just
late.
gonna pretend that's right. I don't know if it is or not. That's what we're gonna go with. Yeah, there's even a super chat to talk about that. I'm still.
That's one of the craziest
crazy.
trades in the history of sports. I'll even go as far as to say that. I mean, like there was, I didn't hear.
Do we like this?
I love it.
I
As a
mean,
LeBron
how
guy
cool is
and a
that,
Luka
dude?
guy and an AD hater, it's like a win-win-win for me. What's weird is like, was there even a narrative of like, man, the Mavs are thinking about moving Luka? Like,
Why
how
did they do that?
I hope there's a documentary that
Yeah.
details like who made the call, who started the chatter. Did Luka say "F it, I'm out" in secret? Like, I'm fascinated by that. I can't like as soon as this show's over, I'm gonna read every story of everything that like says the details. Of it. That's
it's
fascinating.
It's
man.
unreal. John, say his name.
What's up?
Say his name.
Read this super chat for us, please.
Andres?
Yes, he nailed
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty
He
good,
nailed
yeah.
it. He
Yeah.
had 2 tries. He nailed it on the first one. There we go. Hey, thank you, brother. We appreciate you, man. More than you know, more than everybody knows. We've already gone for an hour and 10 minutes. We usually go an hour, but
Yeah, when you
I mean,
get a dub like
yeah,
this,
special
come on.
circumstances.
Yeah.
I think this warrants just hanging out a little bit. We had people talking about just Arkansas shot making in this game. That's the one thing that I would never have said that Arkansas is going to outshoot Kentucky from 3 in Rupp Arena. Like I cannot believe that happened, man. It's unbelievable. 13 of 25. They're just long stroking on them, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
you walked into their trap and took over to their trap, and you beat them at their game. It's just crazy. Again, unironically, obviously, it's the biggest win of the year. Best performance without even a question. Like that was the best Arkansas probably could have played, honestly.
Yeah.
Lights were too big for Kentucky, if you ask me.
They were 9 of 18 from the free throw line.
Gotta say,
that's
John,
usually an us problem.
Dude, Jackson Robinson is not a good free throw shooter. He was struggling.
was money at the free throw line. It was great.
Yeah, he was really good. That's crazy. Arkansas shoots 16 free throws. He shot 12 of them.
By the way, can we just say that Trevin Brazil is the ultimate 2 for 3 player now? Because that's all he does now in shooting. Just 2 for 3 every single time. 2 for 3 every game.
These 2 were beautiful. He had the cool traffic layup that was nice, and that was pretty early. And then the huge 3, like the 5 most valuable points of the game. Can we talk about the fact that there was some chatter of like there being a friendly whistle? I didn't think that was
insane.
There weren't many whistles, period, in this game. Arkansas played a game last week that was 49 fouls in the game. There was a point in the first half where I was like, man, I kind of miss hearing a whistle. Like, can we get a stoppage and play every now and then? But I definitely did not feel that way. That. And obviously, maybe I'm just looking through these hog-colored glasses. But
it didn't help that every time Mark Pope got a whistle, he was trying to demand another one. Upgrade the whistle.
Right.
Goodness.
Which one he did.
Man.
But thankfully, I almost had a mean tweet, John. Whenever the Jonas Adu play was happening, I was going to tweet and be like, dirty play. You got to eject Adu for that.
There's no place for it in the game.
Yeah, he was. This wasn't his night. We'll get to that in the report card.
That'd be like Whitty being like, eject Tyrone Broden for targeting.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, what do we do now?
Yeah, we close up shop and we go hit the downtown Lex.
I think so. I think that's the move.
Here's what we really do. We thank everyone for pulling up. It's not quite midnight at Central Time. It's after midnight East Coast time. And it's just cool to see the chat blowing up. It was over 1,000 in here at one point.
Very cool,
just
man.
Awesome, man. And it's very rewarding, like very seriously for a moment. Like it's just cool to know that we're not just talking into a void, that there's people in here and it feels like a real community. And I think everybody should want to be a part of this community. It's freaking fun. Yeah, no, really cool. Appreciate everybody for honestly, just rocking with us through all of this with the craziness. Appreciate the Razorback fans for hanging in there. Hopefully you guys are just not pity watching anymore. Kentucky fans were hate watching, and I feel like Razorback fans are starting to pity watch. You're like, damn, I feel bad for Curtis, dude. He's still got to talk about these dudes. Now you guys can be excited again, and we'll see if our BBN friends hang around. Like what they have to say. What does that mood look like moving forward here? So I think they're definitely going to be. It's a little bit more tense because they've been riding high for a while, man. But so everybody needs a little humbling every now and then, and we've been humbled too much. I'm happy to not be humble tonight. How many times have we gone on trips like this and it just hasn't gone well? Yeah, like the game itself. This is good, man. The key is that it was the 3 of us because me and you went to Fort Worth for TCU, stunk. Y'all go check out the Baylor game, stunk. Y'all are gonna go watch the Auburn game. It's gonna suck. I was gonna say we need the 3 of us here. Yeah, this is the key here. Oh goodness, John, you have anything to say? He's just back there like I was like not looking at John, and I was like, did he freeze? Did we lose him? No, he's brought him. We're good. I'm just I'm a happy camper. This is a good game. It's a good win, and cope with Pope. Hogs by 90. That's all I got. Ooh, pig. Y'all have a good one. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you in the morning.